Hello everyone, this is SQL Depository and I am Saras Pandey. Today we are going to talk about the blockings in SQL Server. To explain blocking, I'm gonna create a simple blocking first and then explain the blocking, and after that I'm gonna create a big chain of blockings and then we will troubleshoot the blocking there as well. So I have a small query written here, and as you can see, I've started a transaction, but I did not commit or roll back the transaction. So it will keep the locks with the SPID or transaction itself, and it will never release the locks. And then after that, I'm gonna run this transaction, which will require the exactly same lock that SPID 63 has, and it is not going to release, so it will block the SPID 52. So let me go ahead and execute the query. And now let me go ahead and execute this query. And now if I'll run sp underscore who2, and if I'll go down, I don't see any blocking here. Okay, because I've given a wait for delay for 15 seconds. So the blocking will appear only after 15 seconds. So let me see how much time. Okay, it is already 16 seconds and I can see the result in the first query. So if I'll execute this now, I must see the blocking, and now I can see the blocking. And as I said, 63 is blocking SPID 52. So if I want to check what exactly is running in SPID 63, I can use this dbcc command, which is dbcc input buffer, and then you'll have to pass the SPID, and this is the query which is running. Now I'm going to pretend that I don't know those queries, and then from the query only I want to, I would try to figure out what exactly is the cause of the blocking. So this is the transaction 1, and then I'll check what exactly is running under the second transaction, which is getting blocked. And this is my transaction 2, and this transaction is getting blocked. So this is here. Okay. So I can see that the transaction history table is being used in the first transaction, which is blocking the other transaction. And then the other transaction is also querying in fact, updating the transaction history table. And it is updating the same product ID, which is 991. So definitely this transaction need the lock on this particular row, but my transaction 1 is not allowing this transaction to take the lock, and it is getting blocked. So what we can do in these kind of scenarios, you'll have to review the query, and then you'll have to use your wisdom to take the decision. You might take support from your support team or any other team if you have to confirm anything with the client or something like that. But select queries are always safe to kill, but you don't know what else has been run in the same transaction. So you always have to use your wisdom before killing any transaction or SPID. But before killing it, just review the query thoroughly and make sure what you are doing. Okay. So what if I'll go ahead and kill the transaction ID or SPID 63? And if you can see, the SPID 52 is still executing, but as soon as I'll kill the SPID 63, it will complete. And I killed and it is completed now. Okay. Now it was very simple, where one SPID was blocking the another SPID, and you just have to review two SPIDs, and then you can take a call. But in production, it is not the scenario all the time. You might see a big blocking chain, and then you'll have to find out which transaction has initiated this blocking chain, and you'll have to get rid of it. So let me go ahead and replicate the similar scenario here as well. And after that, I'll just execute few queries, and then I'll try to figure out which is the lead blocker, and then on what object they are fighting, all these details. So I have written few scripts here to figure it out, and I'm going to share those scripts in the description below, so you don't have to write those queries. You can copy those queries from the description. So let me go ahead and execute this query one more time. But as I've killed this session, so I'll have to close it, and then I'll have to open a new session, and from here I can execute this. Then I'm gonna execute this, then one more, and after that, just to replicate the actual production scenario, I'm gonna use OS stress tool to generate more load here, so that you can see a big blocking chain, and then you'll have to decide what is your lead blocker, and then on what object it is fighting for. Let me go ahead and create the load first. So I'm gonna use the O stress tool, and I'm gonna replicate 25 users here. Let me hit enter, and it must have started now. So if I run sp_who2 here, and if I'll scroll down, you can see a big blocking chain here, where most of the times under the block by, you see the SPID 62, but that doesn't mean that SPID 62 is creating the problem. It could be some other SPID. In my case, I already know that, but let me pretend that I don't know which query is creating the blocking and which query has started the blocking chain. And I'm going to rely on my scripts now to figure out which is the lead blocker and what object, which object is creating the problem. So let me go ahead and execute this query. This query will return the lead blocker to me. If I'll execute this query, it is telling me the SPID 59 is the lead blocker, and if I can get rid of it, then maybe other blockings will get cleared automatically. In some cases, you can get multiple lead blockers also, so you will have to check all those SPIDs. But normally, in most of the cases, there will be a single lead blocker, and you have to get rid of it. Okay, so I have the lead blocker now. So I would be interested what query exactly is running using this SPID. Oops, let me change it to 59 and execute this. And this is the query which is running here. Now there are other objects which are getting blocked, and they are too many. So I'm not sure here if it is getting blocked because of this query, it is getting blocked because of this object, which object it is. So to figure it out, there is another script. If I'll scroll down, and now you can see this script here. If I'll execute this script, oops, I'll have to execute it on the database where you see the blockings. And if you'll see here, I'm particularly interested in session ID 59. And if you'll see the session ID 59, it clearly tells me that the object which is creating the blocking is transaction unit, and the request mode is update. So it has taken the update lock on this table, which will not allow you to run even the select queries. So this is the problem here. And if I can get rid of this SPID somehow, then maybe I can get rid of this blocking chain. So out of this big blocking chain, so far I was able to figure out which SPID is causing the blocking, which SPID has initiated the blocking, and what object is causing the blocking. Now I have both of the things. So these are the details are very much required when you will do the RC of those blockings. And if you capture this and then review all your scripts after that, you can make a better decision. But for now, to get rid of those blockings, you'll have to either kill it or wait for this to complete. Okay, so if you want to wait for this to complete, you'll have to somehow figure out if this is just stuck somewhere, or it is doing something, and it is just gonna take some time. So you'll have to review all these things. But there is one thing for sure: if you can kill this blocking, your blocking chain will get clear immediately. So let me go ahead and kill this blocking first. So I'm gonna kill SPID 59, and as you can see, this is completed. Now this is also completed. What about the other transactions? And if I scroll down, I don't see any blocking here. So there was a big blocking chain, but I was able to narrow it down to single SPID and on what object it was creating the blocking. Although there is one more thing that you were supposed to check, and let me just to describe that, let me close this. And let me open another CMD and start the same queries again. I've killed this session ID, so I cannot reuse it. Okay, now I'm gonna run this one more time. And this time it has taken the session ID 51. So if I'll check my lead blocker, it should be session ID 51. Okay, it says 52. Where exactly is the 52? So here it is. So let me go up and execute it one more time. Yeah, now here it is. So session ID 51 is again creating the blocking, and it is the lead blocker for now. It was showing 52 because the 52, there is one more query, and this is this query which was blocking other queries, and there was a wait for delay in this query. So until it won't complete, it won't start to block 52, and 51 will not become lead blocker. But 52 is not a problem because as soon as it will get all the blocks, it will complete. Okay, anyways, so now the SPID 51 is the lead blocker. I already know what is the query, but one thing, there is one more thing that I'm very much interested to know about. What query exactly it is blocking. So if I'll go down and if I'll try to see to all what SPIDs this SPID 51 is blocking, so I can see 52 here. In your scenarios, you can see multiple SPIDs also. I did not run the extra load till now, so that is why you don't see too many blockings here. But let me go ahead and execute it. And now if I'll run sp_who2 again, I must see a big blocking chain. Okay, but what I am interested in, my lead blocker is 51, so I want to know to all, what are the SPIDs which are getting blocked directly by 51. So in my case, I can see 52, but there is no other SPID which is getting blocked because of the SPID 51. But in your case, there could be multiple SPIDs, but that's okay. You just have to list it down, and then you'll have to check all the queries that are running by those SPIDs which are directly getting blocked by 51, because that will be very important information for your analysis and for the RCA purpose. So this is the query, and as soon as you look at the query, and then there is another query as well which will tell you the SPID 51. Oops, let me change the database, which will tell you that this is the object on which the blocking has been created. This is the object in question. Okay. So when you look at these two queries, you can immediately figure out, okay, it has taken a update lock on this particular row where product ID is 991, and then this particular query is also using the same exactly same row. But in in your actual production scenarios, maybe these kind of values will come as a parameter, so you will not see the exactly same values. But after looking at the query, you can at least identify, okay, this is the table in question, and these are taking the lock on some rows with some product ID, and this is where it is getting stuck. So this is very important piece of information for your analysis, and then you can escalate to your developers, or you can make a call. And in this query also, if you'll see, there is one more query, and uh, here there is another query. So this will complete successfully, and after that it will wait for 15 seconds, and then it will come to this query. So it is already completed, and then it will also keep the locks on person.person table. So it might block another table, another queries as well. So this will be very important piece of information, and always collect this kind of information before killing the blocking SPIDs. So this is what I wanted to cover in this session, and the queries for lead blocker and to figure out the blocking object, you can find it in the description below, so you can copy it from there. Thank you for watching.